And I really don't understand like how that light bulb got so far up Candy's ass, but we took him to 80 and it was fine after a while. It's absolutely fine. Got some stitches, boom, done.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Zero Strategy Podcast. I want to say this is episode 6.
Yep.
I think. Yep.
We're on.
Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. Welcome. First of all, we'll go through. I'm joined by my co-hosts. First of all, the Mighty Kibbles.
Hello.
And I'm joined by my other co-host, the Cyber Project. Oh, we need to talk about that as well, actually. That's another one.
We will.
And we have a very special guest today. Roboticadi is joining us.
Hello.
For a little chit chat.
Hello.
So what we'll do, guys, we have a few things to talk about. We got a lot to talk about this week, actually. I think it's going to be a good episode. We're going to run around and do a very brief catch up, and then we're going to get to meet Addy a little bit, and then we'll get through our topics. If you're watching on the live stream, feel free to ask any questions just at any of us or at Zero Strategy Podcast, and we will try and get to them when we get time. So first of all, past week or two, Kibbles, what have you been up to, man?
I've been playing a whole lot of Witcher. Oh my god, that game is amazing.
Yeah, have you played before, or is this first playthrough?
Yeah, I never finished it though.
Okay, makes sense.
Same, no spoilers.
Yeah,
I need to get my ass on Witcher because it looks like an amazing game. I just haven't got the time to invest on it.
Witcher 3 is probably one of the best games that I've ever played.
It's up
It's
there.
so good.
I was playing it right before this.
And the DLCs, like, they're proper DLCs. They're not just, add a sword, add like an armor style. It's,
It's
I
huge.
probably spent a lot of time in I think it's Wine and Blood DLC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Here's 30 plus hours to this already 200 plus hour game. Here you go.
Of more side
Essentially.
quests.
Exactly.
Side
Yeah.
quest.
All right, Cyber, what have you been up to?
Nothing really. I went to Newcastle for Valentine's Day. Got back into Apex because I fucking love that game.
Yeah.
But apart from that, just grinding away.
Nice. I've been the same. A lot of Apex. Destiny. Obviously, we're hoping for new content next month, so a little bit of a slow period for me anyway. So, Apex has been filling that gap quite nicely.
It's been like 2 weeks since I've played Destiny, I think.
Really? I've dipped in and out.
If I think back, I can't remember the last time I played Destiny.
I've dipped in and out to it. So yeah, and our guest for today is Addy. Addy and I have known each other for a while, but for anybody who may not have met you before, do you want to give us a brief intro to yourself, your content, what you do on the internet, how you got into it all? Just tell us the story.
You never told me that there was going to be an introduce yourself. I feel like that kid is fucking circle holding the ball. No, so I stream on Twitch. I have done for coming up 2 years. Destiny 2 is obviously the main game. That's how I met all of you. Well, actually, no, I met Kibbles through Condi, but actually, well, so Condi was basically the starting point where I met Cyber and I met Kibbles. Condi and I obviously took part in
The tournament, right?
in the tournament. Yeah, I'm still salty.
Me too.
Is that the one where you won $1 million?
Yeah.
That one?
Yeah, my house looks like this because I've won $1 million.
Same.
I also have a child that you'll hear probably in the background every so often.
She's the other special guest. Yeah.
She's Willow. She's a butt. She's done the lovely artwork that is behind me. Yeah, no, I stream on Twitch. That's all I do. I'm really fucking boring. It's fine.
Well, we're all the same. It's fine. We get it. We understand. So, how long have you been streaming for?
Nearly 2 years. It'll be 2 years in April.
Damn.
End of March. Yeah, end of March, April time.
Nice.
So, got into it. My partner at the time had been both of us had been on and off Twitch for several sorry, child. Been on and off Twitch for I think maybe 4 years. I think my account was made in 2016 or 14, but he'd suggested getting back into streaming, potentially streaming together, that kind of thing. I decided, yeah, why not? I kind of kept at it, and he didn't. And then life happened and stuff, and I moved, and I'm now in Glasgow, and still doing it. It was a very good thing to do. Is your hands sticky? Can you go wash them then, please? I'm so sorry.
I've said the same thing to Condi at least like 10 times.
True.
Like I get it. I get it.
True.
But yeah, so technically, I think I would class myself as a full time streamer. It's the like I get help from the government and stuff like that, and obviously I'm self employed, and but I most of my income comes from Twitch.
Yeah, I
So-
mean, you're on. It feels like almost every day. Like the
I stream every day.
yeah,
most-
yeah,
if
yeah.
if I can.
The amount of hours you put in is crazy. So yeah, I would classify, you know, that definitely counts as full time for sure.
4 or 5 hours every night,
Yeah.
kind of.
Well, thank you very much for coming on. Have you got anything, like any events or anything coming up that you wanted to tell us about before we get into the show here? Anything at all?
No, I don't think I do.
No.
No, I haven't got anything planned. I think I'm doing. There's a bet going on with the community right now whether I'm going to do a 24-hour stream in March.
Ooh.
Do it.
But
Have you done a
Come on, boss.
24-hour or a long stream like that before?
yeah, I've done. So in Destiny, when Crown of Sorrow came out, I wanted to get a world. Well, we were
A day
saying
one.
world first, but day one.
Yeah.
I was awake for maybe about 42 hours, and I streamed for
Jeez.
29 of them. As soon as, because obviously at that point, that was the one day that reset hit, and then 6 hours later the raid was coming out.
I
So you
remember,
had
yeah.
6 hours to level up, and so I started streaming at 6, and I continued going until the following day at 25 to midnight. I got my day one clear with 25 minutes to spare.
Nice. Well done.
Goddamn.
Yeah, I mean, Cyber and I have done the same thing for. Did we do it for Garden? I mean, I made it about 18 hours. I'm an old man, so
Well,
I mean,
the,
Like-
the issue for us is like it starts at what 6 p.m.
yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, 6 p.m. So like, because it dropped on a Friday, I literally had worked. Like I couldn't sleep before it unless I took the day off, which, I mean, that's a whole different thing.
Mm.
But because it starts at 5 p.m., literally, if you want to do 24 hours, you get fucked the next day.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like everybody else on like the West Coast gets it great because I think it drops at 10 a.m.
Oh, it used
can
to be
wake up
10
and
a.m. for
boom,
us, wasn't
done.
it?
Yeah, reset used to be in the morning for us, and then they changed
It
it.
used to, yeah, it was in Destiny 1 that it was in the morning for us. I think, honestly, that if you're ever to do a 24-hour stream, then you're best to start in the morning.
Yeah, I would say so
Pretty
too.
much as
Nope.
soon as you wake up.
Yeah.
And don't crack those energy drinks too early.
Energy drinks, what are those?
Yeah, exactly. Can have lots of water spread out. Awesome, cool. Well, yeah. Again, thank you very much for joining. Guys in the live stream, if you do want to know any more about any of the people on the podcast, there's commands on screen. You can pop those in chat, get the links. It's nice and easy. It couldn't be easier. But we're gonna get into our topics today. So, Kibbles, you're running it today. What's our first topic?
Our first topic is clips. What to do with them and how they work.
So,
Ooh.
all right, Kibbles, you want to explain what a clip is on Twitch, how it works? I know that sounds like a
Yeah,
really
so-
silly question, but we're gonna just go from the very bottom on this.
Small portions of a VOD, a live stream, taken either by community members or just when you're kind of trolling through your VODs after to look for some stuff to post around.
Nice. Okay.
Little snippets.
So, I mean, how do you guys use? Do you use your clips at all? Is it a part of your content when you're live or when you're not live? Like, Cyber, what do you think about when it comes to clips? Like, how do you use them?
I'm building a montage right now. No. well, one of the handy things with Twitch is you can actually just put a marker in your VOD. You can actually make highlights that automatically go straight to your channel. And I don't know if it's the same for you, but I've pretty much set it up that if somebody comes into my channel and I'm offline, it recommends the highlight so they can watch the highlights of the previous VOD, and it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. I usually just post to Twitter like random clips where like I'll wreck a team or something like that. Not forgetting like I got wrecked 10,000 times in the actual stream, but I'll highlight that one good thing.
For sure. I don't use stream markers at all, actually.
The very good.
Yeah,
Very
I
good.
don't either. I don't.
I've heard that. So I have a button on the Stream Deck that clips when
Yep.
if I do something impressive, but it's so.
I can't find that, by the way.
Twinsies.
Oh, I can
can't
help you with
find
that.
within Stream Deck.
I can help you with that. It's
Like,
easy.
Stream
It's
Decks are
frustrating.
neat.
I love them. I
the-
love this.
The only issue with it, I find, is that it's sometimes I completely miss the action. So I hit clip, and then when I go back to watch the clip, it's like not where I wanted it to be
Yeah,
clipped
I know
at
what you
all.
mean.
It's
which
like,
is-
okay,
that's one of the
good
well,
things
I'll
of-
click watch full
Uh,
video, go back a minute.
Well, that's one of the good things about the marker. So I don't know if you want to maybe set up the Stream Deck to do like a multi-function
Hmm.
and put a marker and clip it at the same time.
And
Because
then-
Fail-safe.
the marker is amazing because it basically just lets you jump to where, like, have you ever used it?
no, I think I understand what it is. So you can
It's-
go
it's
back to your
basically
VOD
a
and it.
bookmark.
Yeah.
Yeah, but within the producer, like within the actual website itself, you can actually clip how long you want it, and then it transitions into the next clip, and then the next one, and the next one, and then you basically publish that as a clip.
Okay.
So you can have, I don't know, let's say you hit 10 crazy shots in one stream, it shows all 10, like in one continuous video. It's really good. It's very, very good.
That does seem good. Yeah, I've not used it at all. What about yourself, Addy? What do you look at your clips? Do you do anything with them?
Most clips are me saying really dodgy things.
Okay.
Relatable.
Recently, it's been most people who know me know that my chat is basically it's no holds barred kind of thing. You know, you can say what within reason. You know, within TOS, within
Yeah.
respectful boundaries. But things like I have a 1v1 my dick shaker from Gamersubs. And so it dripped on me the first time I drank from it. So naturally I now have a drippy dick.
All right.
And then but things like that get clipped. I don't really have. It's mostly just for fun.
Okay.
Clips for my chat. It's never really. Most of the good things that I do, like things in Apex or things in Destiny, where I didn't think I would pull it off, but I have. I normally do that offline because
Classic. Yeah.
for me, like I'm more focused on talking to chat than trying to make good plays. Well, I mean, to be fair, I get really bad at it. But, you know what I mean? So most of the time when people are clipping in my chat, it's mostly just because I've said something or we're doing something. Or one of the most recent clips we've actually turned into one of my an alert, a GIF.
Okay.
It's Smo. He world lined himself into a wall and died, and I burst out laughing. So that's now an alert.
Okay,
So,
yeah.
that kind of thing.
So what I'm getting is like you use those clips as just like a, I guess more of an interactive thing with your community, with your chat.
Yeah, it's more having a laugh, and it's really what Willow. I need you to go sit over there, please, right now. I'm so sorry.
That's all right, unless she's got an input on clips. I mean, so yeah, no, I agree with you. Like exactly what you're saying. It's like one of those things. If something funny happens and somebody happens to catch it, clip it, they can throw it right in the chat, which is handy for anyone watching. Can just click it, watch those things. Recently, we started having things like a command in chat that will then trigger the clip to be posted, which can be quite a funny way of highlighting a funny moment or something that happened on your stream. So yeah, I kind of like that. You know, you're using them really to enhance that live viewing experience, and saying about using it as an alert is great as well, because particularly if somebody's there, they see the clip happen live, they clip it, it gets turned into an alert. That's obviously like a really inclusive kind of community building thing. So I like that. It's good. My main use with clips is like Cyber said, for like posting on Twitter, things like that. Generally before I go live, I'll look at any clips from the previous day, and if something funny or impressive happened, I'll download the clip, which is easy to do on Twitch. It's great. You just download it, throw it up on Twitter, whatever. And it's again, it's I guess, you know, I try and avoid the classic just going live, here's my link. on Twitter, right? You know, there's things you can do. You can post a selfie. Like, I know that's something that you do a lot, Addy. Like, it's a picture that goes with it because it's more
Oh
engaging
yeah.
if it's a picture. Nobody wants to see my face on Twitter, so
Hey.
so I post a clip instead, or like, you know, something like that. So it's a good way of, I guess, having that little brief, this is my content in 30 seconds kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean that's the added benefit with clips is that you know what I mean. It's like it gives people who may not have come across your content like on Twitch and scrolling through Twitter catches 30 seconds of the kind of stuff that you do.
Sure, absolutely.
It gives them an introduction. So
Pro
Do you know what
tip.
the added benefit of that is?
Tell
You
me.
posting clips instead of selfies.
mm.
So you know how we were talking about Harrisella
Mm-hmm.
earlier. So the Twitter algorithm actually favors clips rather than you just posting links.
That's exactly what I was about to say. Yeah.
So if you post clips, if you post a video and a link, it'll favor it more than you just posting random links. So it'll share it to more places. More people will actually get to see that you're going live. It's very smart. I just keep forgetting to download my bloody clips.
That's what
Yeah.
I was gonna say. Is there?
Yeah.
There's obviously there's a way where you can just share to Twitter a clip, and it will literally just post the full link on your Twitter. Now, in my experience, people aren't going to click that because it's an extra level of effort for somebody that doesn't maybe know you. You know, maybe your followers, your fans, your friends are going to click it. That's fine. But for somebody that maybe doesn't know you, any barrier is going to take so many people away from it. If you can download the clip, get it in a video file, and then just upload that to Twitter, it's so much
It
easier.
auto-starts, doesn't it?
Because I mean, personally, when I'm scrolling through Twitter, if I see, oh, check out this clip, and then a link, I don't click it.
I don't click it.
I don't want to go
Nope.
away from Twitter. I want to keep scrolling because I'm addicted to Twitter. And
Do you know what?
yeah,
Sorry.
No, go
sorry.
on, go on.
What I've noticed is that when you click on links, it actually takes you to Twitter, and half the time it doesn't work.
Mhm.
No, when you click the link on Twitter, it takes you to Twitch, and then the clip doesn't work.
yeah,
Well, it opens it up in that weird Twitter browser.
It just doesn't
Like
work.
it doesn't like pathway it's through to like Chrome or whatever you use.
Yeah.
So you're not signed into the Twitter browser bullshit thing that it opens in, and at that point I just click off it.
Mm.
yeah,
hmm
for sure.
I agree. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I'm so sorry.
Not at all. Please interrupt me. I have a habit of just talking, so that's totally fine.
You'll never take me back on here, guys.
Not at all. So that kind of leads me, I guess, into the next topic, which I wanted to discuss a little, because it's something I've been thinking about, which is kind of branching out your content to other platforms a little bit. And I guess we could kind of bring clips into that. So I'll go to you first, Kibbles, because I know you do a lot of stuff on other platforms. So I know you do some YouTube. Does any of your stream content come over to YouTube or other platforms, or do you do it separately? How do you work that?
So I used to do some like highlight style things on YouTube, and I went away from that more. Kind of branched out into commentary and just flat out Let's Plays
Mhm.
style of things. And really, the biggest place that my Twitch content would go out would be on TikTok.
Sure.
And then I got into the groove of just doing random shit instead, and it was getting a lot better views because there'd be
Yep.
like one that would get picked up and go real far with it, like, oh hey, this 5-second Minecraft video got 50,000, but then the next 8 are gonna get like 10 views.
Yeah.
So
The algorithm on
um,
TikTok's really weird.
yeah,
I feel like it's
they like random
not-
shit, so I just geared it towards that now.
I feel like the gaming stuff on TikTok's gone down lately. Maybe that's just
Yes,
on my end.
unfortunately.
Because I mean, like you say, you had that Minecraft clip that went huge, and I had one Destiny clip which I think hit about 15K, but then I could post another Destiny clip and it'll get 20 views, and it's like it's so
Yeah.
difficult to know.
Mm.
But I do think it's powerful if you can get in the algorithm there. Like you can get a lot of eyes on your content, and
Oh yeah.
for me, a Twitch clip is so incredibly easy to throw on TikTok. Like I've not learned any of the TikTok dances yet. You know, I'm working on it. I've been practicing in front of the mirror. You know, doing all the dances, but
Good.
you know, I haven't done any videos yet on that. But for me, it's like I get a clip, I can post it up on TikTok and then take that exact video and just throw it on Twitter, throw it on Instagram. It's so easy to just spread that content out. So that's kind of the same with me. I'm a bit similar to you as well, Kibbles, with the YouTube stuff. It's not. Sometimes I'll use like a VOD that I've edited, but I don't use clips, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
We kind of moved away from that because we used to do the same. Just take a bunch of clips, highlight them all, put them all together into a highlights video, and throw it up on YouTube. And it wasn't doing anything, right? Because that's
There's
not
so many people doing that. That's the
exactly.
thing.
You can do it if you're Tim the Tap Man or you're Ninja, right?
Yep.
You can do that. You're not going to grow YouTube doing that. It needs to. I feel like the algorithm needs to have useful content in it that's going to be entertaining or informative or something like that. What I wanted to ask, because it's something I've thought about recently. Do you know the Scottish streamer Limmy at all?
Love that guy.
Yeah. So Limmy had a show in Scotland on TV called Limmy's Show. He's a comedian. It's like sketches, but he streams on Twitch now. And his YouTube channel is almost entirely just short clips. He will just take clips from a stream of 30 seconds or a minute and just upload that to his YouTube. And I can't stop watching them. You know, I just have them on autoplay and I just keep watching. And sometimes he'll do like a full playthrough or he'll do a proper full video. But a lot of the time he's just uploading those 30-second clips. And I don't know if that's something that's worth doing as well. You know, any of those clips I'm posting on TikTok, throw on YouTube as well as all the other content. Is that another channel you would have? What's your guys' thoughts on that?
I would take advantage of that. If it's easy for you to just upload like 30 seconds up to YouTube, you never know who's going to see it. So I would absolutely, like, if you, at the same time as you're sharing to TikTok, you probably have an option to share to YouTube. If you have your YouTube linked up and everything like that, it's as simple as just going,
throwing up there.
Obviously, you need to add in like all the tags and stuff like that. So apparently tags are very, very, very important on YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
Huge.
The title as well.
Title as well. You need to have like a snappy title to gain people's interest and stuff like that. It's the same as Twitch, really. Like if someone has like a really boring ass title, are you gonna click it?
Yeah, true.
You gotta have something that's engaging, but it's very, very worth spreading out to different platforms. I actually saw this recently on Twitter that trying to have just trying to make like whatever it is that you're trying to do, whether it's to grow, whether it's to earn money, whatever, to have all your eggs in one basket is probably not the best idea. I know quite a few people that are really successful on YouTube and have become really successful on Twitch purely because of the success they've had on YouTube. But YouTube is the same as Twitch. It's very, very saturated, and it's depending. It's entirely you know, you're always told you have to be unique, you have to stand out, you have to do this, that, or the next thing. And it's like, how do you personally, when I'm told, well, what makes it so that you don't, what makes it so you stand out? And I'm like, I don't fucking know. I don't have anything that makes me stand out. You know, it's very, very strange, but it's 100% worth spreading all of your content.
Yeah,
as far as you can reach it. More eyes.
The thing that I always come back to is that as a platform, Twitch doesn't have that discoverability the same. Twitch is very black and white in the sense of the more viewers you have, the higher in the directory you are, and the more discoverable you become. So therefore, if you're streaming 8 hours a day with 0 to 2 viewers and you're playing Fortnite, you need to go and make content on other platforms to get eyes on your content. You know, YouTube is wonderful for that, and I'm yet to really learn and discover how to do that. But I feel like if you're making good, informative content that people are looking for, it's going to pick up. So the example I have recently is a good friend of mine had an old video that suddenly got picked up in the algorithm and got a lot of views because the content in that video became relevant in that game again. And it just, the keyword or whatever it was in the video just got picked up in that algorithm and just kind of, you know, and YouTube then promotes it for you and gets eyes on your content. So I definitely feel like it is a good idea. I mean, Cyber and Addy, do either of you, I don't see a lot. I know Cyber, you have a lot of content on, you know, like Twitter and TikTok and things like that and Instagram. Do you do YouTube at all? Have you looked at YouTube at all, Addy? Like either of you?
I want to do it, but I just don't have the time. One of the biggest issues that I feel with YouTube is if you have bad videos on YouTube, it gets you nowhere. So I wanna be able to invest a decent amount of time and make the production quality actually good. And the only two things that I can see me doing is either educational videos,
Mm-hmm.
so like either trying to figure something out in a game or like computer tech or whatever, or gameplay. And I know gameplay gets you nowhere. Like unless you're
Not
a
anymore.
god at the game, people either click on it and then click off, or they just go nowhere near it.
Yeah.
Someone who's really, really put so I've watched Rooster Teeth Achievement Hunter Let's Play for years.
Yep.
And one of the reasons that they're so popular is because they're notoriously bad at games.
I can relate.
You know, you can, yeah.
But that points more towards the comedy kind of area.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. But that's how they stand out. I don't like. You see all the different YouTubers, and like, I don't know. One of the reasons that I haven't really gone into YouTube is because, like Cyber, I don't have the time. Like, I'm so busy during the day. Whether it be what you would call networking. I don't network, by the way. I actually had a chat with Stream about this yesterday. I don't network. I go play with people.
Yeah, networking is a
Um,
bad word. I agree.
A bad word, yeah. It's a bad word.
And again, playing with other people is networking.
But that's what
So
I'm saying. But it's a type of networking that's not forced.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the type of networking that you want to take part in. That you're basically. I don't view it as networking. I view it as making friends. You know what I mean? I'll go into someone's chat, and if they're playing by themselves or whatever, and they're doing like a multi activity, I'd definitely be like, you want someone else to play with, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But YouTube is, for me, YouTube is not something that I'd be able to um to invest an awful lot of time in.
Yeah.
And personally, like my only thought with YouTube is I used to do a lore thing with Destiny 2 on stream, but a lot of people
Remember,
treated
yeah.
it like, yeah, a lot of people treated it like an audiobook, which there's nothing wrong with that. But at the same time, how are you meant? You can't really interact an awful lot if you've got nothing going on in chat. And I didn't really want to be just sitting there reading it and being like, what do you guys think? And because everyone's using it as an audiobook, they're not really like at their keyboard. They may be doing something. I know that I listen to a lot of stuff while I'm like doing housework or whatever.
Yeah.
They don't really have the time to just stop and just start typing. Um, so that's actually something that I'm looking to do on YouTube, is to basically just essentially what I want to do is just turn all the lore books that you get in Destiny, all the Grimoire cards, all that. I want to turn that into audiobooks, but I need to get in touch with Bungie to make sure that that's okay, because I wouldn't be doing it. I wouldn't be changing anything. I would. It's
Yeah.
literally I'm just going to be reading their content in an audio form, and there's always the danger that you get the cease and desist and everything like that, and it would be monetization.
Yeah.
100% getting a YMCA takedown for that.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm calling it right now.
Yeah, like Conde did.
Yeah,
So-
right, yeah. So it still hurts. It still stings. Okay, come on. No, I think that's smart though, and again, that's content that like for lore wise, like I keep up with Bife videos, but
I love
just
that, man.
straight reading of the lore is something that, I mean, I would listen to that because I know nothing about the lore in Destiny, despite having played thousands of hours. I know nothing about the lore. And if I had a way to just put my headphones in and just listen to someone read it to me, it'd be amazing, you know? So I think that's a solid idea of doing it. And it doesn't take a lot of work and time, you know?
No, not at all. I could literally just sit here and just start reading it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's various different things. So there's different so there's obviously these lore pieces that there's always like lore pieces and stuff like that that have more than one person speaking. So that would then become a um that would then become like a getting someone else in to also read that kind of thing. I would like to fully make this a thing.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, and fully being able to, put it out to Spotify, put it onto YouTube, put it onto whatever else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like, it's take for example, the Books of Sorrow. Um, they're just it's an epic tale.
Mhm.
It's really it's no right not right now. Sorry, my child is
It's,
happening.
it's okay.
Trying to avoid
Speaking
her
of
from coming.
YMCA, like you getting banned right now.
But yeah, that's such an epic tale, and I feel that it really needs like there just needs to be more accessibility.
Sure.
I think, and that's what I want to do. But yeah, sorry, I got really distracted.
That's fine. That's fine.
YouTube, I think is a very hard, a very hard thing to get into, depending on what you're bringing.
Yeah.
Especially
Yeah.
like Cyber said, gameplay now just isn't. It's not going to get you anywhere really.
And let's be honest, that's exactly why YouTube started. It started with random Call of Duty videos, and it was bad.
And Twitch,
It was really bad.
Twitch kind of killed the Let's Play on YouTube, right? You know,
Yeah.
I feel like it's hard to upload Let's Play content now. Like I know you've been doing a bit with like Pine Kibbles, which I personally have enjoyed because I haven't seen that game anywhere else. But I feel like Let's Play content is tough on YouTube.
Yeah,
and
it gets a lot less views than the things that it's good because it's easy to make.
yeah,
You can just pump it out super quick, but just sitting there writing a script for a video for an hour and recording something, it pays off so much better. It's just trying to do that work-life balance,
yeah.
kind of like what
Yep.
Addie was talking about earlier.
It is tough because I mean, like you can spend a lot of time editing a video and then it gets, no views. Recently, we did that Raidathon thing, and I edited that, and I started out with 13 hours of footage to go through, and I edited that down to a 20-minute video. It took hours, and I sat and I did the thumbnail, and I was super proud of myself, and it's like, is that worth content that's worth watching? It does make it tough. For me, it's like, yeah, I still learned a lot about the editing process, and I feel like I got better at editing the more I do and stuff. But it's a lot of time investment. I'm like, I could have streamed for 8 to 16 hours instead of sitting in my computer editing this video. It is tough, and if I had more time, that would be wonderful to do it. But there's only so many hours in a day.
I've been sitting on a video when one of my friends came out from California. We recorded this like chopped style cooking competition thing.
Okay.
My wife and I judged it, and I've been sitting on that footage because it's like 8 something hours together because my wife and I filmed different points of views of like running through the grocery store and all the cooking and all the judging and all this stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's gonna be fun, but god damn it, this is gonna take forever.
Yeah, dude. So we want to
get home from work and I'm like,
we want to do like content for the podcast as well, and do like all of us playing a game and then edit it into one video. And I in my head I'm like, yeah, we could play a game and we could have all 4 perspectives like edited in and out, and I just know that's going to be a nightmare.
That will take forever.
But I want to do it. I want to challenge myself to do it. I guess then just to kind of bookmark or underline that whole thing, what we're saying is, yes, you should be trying to branch your content out to as many places as possible. Like Addy said, having all your eggs in one basket. If Twitch just exploded tomorrow in a bad way, if it just disappeared tomorrow, having something else to back, to have that backup would be great, obviously. As far as YouTube goes, I guess our advice is, if you have the time to make polished content and informative, useful content, great. If not, trying to be smart, like Addy was saying with the lore stuff, something that you can do efficiently and still be of value is great. But yeah, again, I think we have to advise against just uploading highlights from your stream, because it's not discoverable. It's not necessarily gonna get picked up or anything like that. But that gave me a lot to think about because I don't know what to do with these like clips because my clips don't get used for anything anymore. Really, well, no, that's not fair. I still like for TikTok and Twitter and things like that. But yeah, it's just it's interesting when you get a funny clip and you're like, I want to use this somehow. But yeah, any other thoughts from anybody on other content, other platforms?
Don't sleep on TikTok.
TikTok
TikTok is booming right now. There is so many people watching TikTok. If you can
Millions.
get discovered on TikTok, you explode.
I have a
It's
friend who does it
insane.
full time. He's got 2 million followers. It's insane.
He lives around the corner.
Crazy. Yeah, I went to school with him and worked with him. I just found out the other day, 2 million followers on TikTok. He was in the actual official TikTok advert that got played at the Brit Awards. How mental is that? And as
That's
he made good
crazy.
content, it got picked up in the algorithm, and he blew up. Absolutely insane.
I wish I could do all those TikTok dances, but I'm like an uncoordinated dry biscuit.
I've been
Like,
practicing
yeah,
Cyber.
yeah,
I'll
yeah,
teach
yeah.
you.
That could work in your favor.
Do you know, I've constantly been told, oh, TikTok, to go, create content on TikTok, do this, do that, next thing. And I'm like,
Post your
one, I
clips.
don't have the time, just clips. Because, like, one, I don't have the time, and two, I'm really fucking self-conscious when it comes to shit like that. I don't want to be, like, trying to, what is it? I don't want to, like, mime or
Lip sync
Well,
to stuff. Yeah, I know.
Lip
my
sync,
my
that's
it.
favorite part of the stuff on TikTok isn't any of that. It's just funny random things, and it takes like 5 seconds. You can record something really quick and go, okay, there, it's up there now.
it's up there now.
For sure.
Is like I was like, okay, I should do something productive today. It was on Wednesday or something before stream, and I recorded like 8 TikToks.
it's
It
impressive.
takes
Yeah.
no time.
It's
But
sorry. Go on, Cyber.
it's like another platform that you need to invest your time in.
Mm.
It's hard to try and wrap it around your head on which one you should be focusing on. I mean, we're all streamers. We all focus on Twitch, but that secondary like focus, I have no idea where to go. I'm pretty sure that it should be YouTube. I'm pretty sure that it should be.
But is that because YouTube is profitable, or is it because YouTube is such an also well-known name?
But it's for me, it's more discoverable. So if we can put YouTube clips out there, the working 24/7. So if somebody comes across your YouTube channel, you don't need to be live at that time.
That's
So
yeah,
if
that's true. Yeah.
if they can watch it, get invested in it, and then go, you know what, fuck it, I want to see if this guy's live. And then even if
Mhm.
you're not live and you get a follower, then they might come back. If not,
Mhm.
they're still watching you on YouTube. They're still getting
Mhm.
those views on that YouTube video, making it bigger. More people, like I know for a fact, if I see a video, like let's say I'm browsing somewhere and I'm trying to figure out how to do something in Adobe Premiere, for instance, I won't click on a video that's got 1 or 2 views. I just don't do it. So it's the same concept with another video. If let's say bless you, if I was if I was like the PewDiePie of like a gaming, like let's say I was amazing at Destiny and I had 1 million views, I know for a fact that people would click on the video and then go to the Twitch channel.
Mm-hmm.
It's like subliminal. You want to follow people that are popular. So I
Yeah.
know that if you invest your time in YouTube and then get a following there, then it's
It's
like a
easier to bring
simple
it over, eh?
trade over to 100%. It's
Yeah.
just the time investment that I don't have time for right now.
Yeah.
Like I work a 9-hour job and then I come home. I've got a wife, so it's hard to juggle the whole thing.
Yeah. For
To
sure.
be fair, like with YouTube as well, is that because YouTube people want interactivity. They want to be able to interact with you as a person. If they watch your content on YouTube for a while and then they're like, I want to go see if this person's live. I want to be able to talk to them properly.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. Then that's how the YouTube to Twitch crossover works.
I think that's how Datto got started. Like he had a following on YouTube because he made good videos, got picked up in the algorithm, and he's a very big streamer now. One of the biggest Destiny streamers. It's
Yeah.
I've heard that advice from a lot of big streamers and big YouTubers is focus on making stuff that's searchable on YouTube.
Yep.
And you never know. This is the other thing as well. Someone said, make videos and you think of them as like little employees that are out there advertising your content because you never know what might blow up. Like I said, I had a friend that made a video and he made it, forgot about it, carried on, and then because of something in that video, you know, the game then it became relevant and people were searching it. They found that video and it started blowing up. You know, it's you never know what's going to blow up at some point. So that's kind of my thoughts on it as well. We did have a question in chat about what kind of content would you recommend putting on TikTok. So for me, and I think honestly, Addy, you should look at it as well because it is so easy. I do it from my phone. I'll open up a browser on my phone, go to my clips, find a clip, download it directly to my phone, and then just upload it straight to TikTok. I can do it in 30 seconds on my phone while I'm sitting on the couch. And again, I'm not doing the lip syncing or the dancing yet. It's coming. But
Flip
Let's
it.
do a TikTok video together. That'd be
you do a little funny clip, a funny play, and you never know what's going to blow up. Like I uploaded, you know, a little 30-second clip with like 5 kills, and it looked really cool. No views. And then I uploaded one clip that was like, it was a nice snipe. And it, you know, suddenly people are commenting on it. It's getting views. You never know what's going to pick up. And I just try and put up one a day. You know, on a good day, I'll maybe have 5 or 6 decent clips in the stream. That's me set for a week, you know?
yeah.
So I would look into it because you can. I don't know how much crossover I've seen. I have definitely seen people come from TikTok to my YouTube channel. 100%. I don't know how much of that is then coming over to stream. But it can't hurt, right? You're building up in another place. So my advice is if you're a streamer, take those clips from your stream, put them on TikTok. And, you know, I like as well, like Kibbles was saying, like the memes, right? You scroll through TikTok, you find some funny memes. And, you know, if you're into that and you're enjoying it and you feel confident to make that kind of content as well, go for it. But for me, it's just another way to try and get my streaming content out there into other places. And TikTok, you can't deny, has millions of eyes. Millions. It's huge. So definitely, although it can be kind of looked at as the cringy, you know.
It's Vine.
It's Vine.
It's basically Vine all over again.
But you never know. There's absolutely no harm in it, in my opinion. So, and dude, over the last 6 months, I can't tell you how many big name streamers I've seen starting to pop up on there. I mean, you know, you see like Pokimane, Tim the Tap Man, Courage JD, even Ninjas making TikToks. Like there's, you can't, if the big guys are seeing it and trying to capitalize on it, then you know that that's where you should be doing. And again, I can't stress how little time I've spent on TikTok, and I can still get a video out every day. So it's repurposing that content that you've already made, using it elsewhere.
Recycling, good for the environment.
Exactly. Cool. Well, I think we've kind of gone through a lot of that there. Thank you for everyone for your thoughts. What was our next topic there, Kibbles?
The next topic is monetization, how streamers earn income, and best practices. Why is everybody laughing at my voice?
Sorry, no, I think it's wonderful. It's great.
Just keep happening.
So monetization. So let's start from the very bottom. Kibbles, do you want to explain how you monetize your content? You're brand new on Twitch. You don't know how it works.
Begging for money.
Okay.
This is a free platform. God damn it.
So there's a few different ways you can make just straight from the platform. Once you get affiliate, which is 50 followers, I can't remember anymore. 50 followers, 3 concurrent viewers for 30 days.
And you have to do a certain amount of hours, yeah.
A few.
Is it like 20 or something like that?
You have to stream like, I want to say like 3 or 4 days.
Sounds right.
Yeah, you got to put some time in.
So people can donate bits where they buy them straight from Twitch. They can give them over to you. They can subscribe to you. They can do donations through like PayPal or anything like that. It's the basics of that. And then ad revenue now for affiliates.
That's
it's
right.
No longer a partner thing only. So I keep forgetting to run those when I go to pee and grab a beer.
So
and I'll get back. It's like, haha, you didn't run ads.
I don't know if you guys saw. I actually saw the other day. When you run an ad now, you get a timer in your dashboard that tells you how long your pre-rolls are disabled for. I didn't know that was actually a thing.
How long I've forgotten to do that.
Yeah, see, I never run
20
ads.
minutes?
But I did one the other day, and then I had a little timer counting down from 20 saying, oh, your pre-rolls are disabled. And I was like, that's amazing. That's so good to keep an eye on. Anyway, yes. So, yeah, you need to, if you want to monetize, you need to be affiliated. Unless you're just doing straight up donations to your PayPal, which you can do. Don't need to be affiliated, but if you're looking at like official monetization through Twitch, that's how that works. So yeah, I mean, where do we start with this? What do you guys think about monetization? How it should be approached? Cyber, what do you think?
Well, me personally, I think we should take donations out of it because it's not really monetization on Twitch.
Okay.
That's just people's
Fair.
generosity. So, I mean, bits. I have a very huge bugbear about bits because you buy bits, the majority goes to Twitch. Oh, sorry, is it 50%? 75%?
So
They
bits
take a
are,
cut, but
No, so what you do is you actually pay for Twitch's cut when you buy bits. So if you buy 100 bits, right, 100 bits is equal to a penny, right? But
$1.
when
$1,
yeah,
yeah.
that's right.
Yeah,
1
one
bit
bit's a
per
penny. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you look at like cheating bits at any channel, right, it won't be equal. It will be. I think it's something like £1.60.
It's 136 right now.
One
So
36. So that 36p, you're paying Twitch that. So Twitch take that 36 pence, and then those 100 bits will go directly to the streamer that you cheer for. The only thing that Twitch actually takes a cut of is subscriptions.
that makes sense. I mean, yeah, I see that it's pretty much 36% on the money.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
So it's when
but-
the viewer is buying the bits, that's when Twitch takes the cut.
That's
And
when Twitch takes a cut.
if you get 100 bits donated to you as a streamer, that is equal to $1, which you get. Yeah.
Which you get, yes.
Cool.
After you meet the payout period.
Yes. Well, yeah, that's a
After
whole
you
other
meet
thing.
yeah. So there's the basic payout period where you have to earn over $100 before Twitch will pay out to you. So, but it's a rollover thing. So if you earn like 75 in 1 month and then the next month you earn like 40, you're gonna get all of that in one go.
You don't lose the money.
Yeah, you don't lose the money. It's basically saved. It's like a piggy bank kind of thing.
Absolutely.
So I think incentive-wise, you can't really add anything to bits. But if we move on to subs,
To be
you've
fair,
got...
sorry.
On you go.
To be fair, you can incentivize bits. So, if someone does a scare stream,
It's true. I've done
and
that.
someone, you've got scare alerts for a certain amount of bits. Like, my scare alerts are something like 250, 500, and 823. 823 because it's my birthday.
Okay, makes sense.
But you can incentivize bits to scare people. I've seen it quite popular, to be fair.
There's some
that kind of
extensions
thing.
that do it too, right?
Yeah. You can cheer a certain amount of bits to time someone out. I've seen it in an extension.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But obviously Twitch is kind of taken away from that because they've started channel points. But it is down to the streamer on what the channel points are used for.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, I would say that you can in fact incentivize bits, and it happens quite a lot. You know what I mean?
Well,
Even if it's just
I was gonna say you couldn't until now because you've got that whole hype train now.
The hype train,
Because
yeah.
Yeah.
So if you what is it? Subs, bits, and is there any other? Is it donated? No.
No,
it's
donations
just
wouldn't. I think it's
subs.
just subs, gifted subs, and
Gifted
bits. Yeah.
subs. Yeah.
So you can incentivize it that way now.
And what do
which is
viewers
pretty
get
good.
for hype train? You want to explain that to us?
I believe you get an exclusive emote that's unlocked for an extended period of time.
I want to say it's
So, I
permanent, but I'm not sure actually.
I think it's permanent now, but depending on how long they keep it, I have no idea. I don't know if it changes or.
I still have my hype train, and that was from like
Yeah, I've got a few hype train emotes. Yeah.
2 months ago. I
Yep.
think.
Yeah. So again, yeah, everybody, if you do a hype train, which is basically it's triggered by people subscribing or cheering bits in your channel, a cheer or a subscription gives you a certain amount of like XP almost, and you fill up a bar. And when you get to when it ends after a certain amount of time, I'm not an expert on this, but when it ends, anybody who participated in that train gets an emote as a I guess a thank you almost or some way to do that. So that is an incentive that's built into Twitch, which is obviously a good way that might help streamers in terms of monetization. Do any of you do anything extra, like over and above outside of Twitch, as a thank you for subscribing, or maybe set goals or anything like that?
I send out a subscriber email every month. At the start of every month, I'll send out a sub email.
Yeah, that's good.
Because
That
Twitch give you
inspired
that
me to
ability.
start doing it as well. Because
Did
I
you
got
get my
yours and I was
email?
like,
Then you're like, oh.
I forgot about this. I should do this.
I think sub emails are really kind of cool because you get to just basically update people on what you want to do. It also reaches out to It also reaches out to people who have been gifted subs. They still get the email um if they're gifted if they're
Just a little head, just like
just go watch.
No, you're right. Though. Again, it could be somebody who's maybe newer to the community. They get gifted a sub, which is obviously exciting for them. They get to feel part of it. They get the emotes. And then if they're getting that
Emotes.
email from the streamer, it can incentivize them to maybe want to come back and hang out some more. So, yeah.
Yeah, because it's a personal touch. This is the thing. Like I really like the fact that I can turn around and say that I have a really strong community.
Mm.
We are, we're quite we're friendly with everyone, and we we're all friends. But I like to make sure that people know that they're they're cared for.
Mhm.
I enjoy them being there, and that personal touch is just something on top of it.
I'm gonna
it's
write this
like-
shit down. I need this.
Like, so sub emails are just like another way of it's another thank you. It's another way of saying, I appreciate you. But it also it's like a newsletter as well. Like if you have anything cool planned for the month, if there's something that's going on later on in the month, send out the sub email. Like, oh hey, next week we're going to be doing this.
Mm.
It doesn't have to, you could send one out every week. You could send one out every month. That kind of thing.
And it's another way of getting directly in contact with some of, you could say, maybe that sounds bad. I was going to say to some of your like maybe most loyal fans, but I mean, you can be loyal without being a sub. I guess it's a more direct way of getting right to your community rather than Twitter, which could sometimes be just
It would be lost.
Yeah, right. Like definitely. And Discord's another way, I guess, where your most kind of committed people might be in there and paying attention to that. But a personal touch, I like that. That's a good way of I guess incentivizing people that they get brought into that community a bit more. I totally agree. I mean, I've seen people do like a sub-only Snapchat. I'm going to be starting an OnlyFans with just beard pics soon.
Excellent.
You wearing the beard?
Just beard
I'll
pics at
subscribe
all
in a
angles.
Wearing the
fucking
beard.
heartbeat.
But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of ways. So how many of you guys were streaming before affiliate was a thing?
I was for about a year or so.
Yeah, I was about the same.
I did stream back when it was just on TV, but it was horrendous. Like I've looked back at some of the shit that I posted to Bebo at one point. It was
Oh, wow.
horrendous.
God damn.
It was so bad.
Yeah, I mean, like I see old videos that I would upload to Facebook back in the day, man. I want to find those again and react. I've talked about this before because they're terrible. Destiny 1
yep.
Crucible gameplay. Like, oh, God.
I remember playing For Honor and just screaming bitch at everybody. we went back and like watched it while I was streaming on Mixer. I think it was like my 2-year subiversary or something like that. So I hopped on Twitch because obviously clips isn't a thing there. And some of the videos are cringy. Like I was literally just like this the entire time, just like, oh, this is so bad. Plus I was like 6 stone heavier, so I looked like a completely different person. I was just like, this is awkward as fuck. I just remember screaming bitch at everybody, and it was horrendous. No other words came out of my mouth. I was just like, bitch.
The classic Call of Duty.
Yep.
I love it. So the reason I asked that is because it's maybe a bit of an old-fashioned way of looking at it when I first started out. I was very kind of adamant that I wasn't going to monetize anything straight away.
And then you sold out.
Well, no. So here's the
kidding.
thing. I was like, because I'm a sucker for listening to like podcasts and reading about businesses and how they work and everything. And the thing that a lot of businesses seem to do is, put your services or your content out there for free. And if it's good, you can gradually start to monetize that. And like things like Facebook when it first came out, I believe was totally free. It's still free, but there wasn't like ads or anything, and they built up that user base before they started putting ads in there and monetizing it. And I was always the same. You see these people, and I'm not throwing any shade at all, but see these people that will come on Twitch, brand new, day one streamer, and the only thing they have in their panels is a donate button to their PayPal,
Yep.
and it seems like a quick and easy, oh well, I saw Ninja do it and got donations, and I'll do the same thing. And I wanted to avoid that so bad. I was like, I just want to do this for fun because I have a job. I have a day job that pays my bills. I'm fine. I just want to do this for fun. But then affiliate came out, and I was so torn at the time. When it came out, I got the email, and I was like, this means that people can, at the time it was just bits. Subs weren't a
And
thing
subs.
when it first came out, and I was like, well, yeah, because subs got added later, I believe. But I didn't know what to do because I was like, are people going to look at this and think this guy's sold out? And I took a long time to think about it. I eventually went for it because it seemed like everyone was doing affiliate, and I was worried it would actually hold me back if I didn't go affiliate and try and grow. But I was very kind of against that, and I don't think I've like sold out now. I'm not like out here begging for please subscribe to me, despite what my alerts say. I'm not desperate. Like, but I think it's changed now. It's so different. My appeal to it, and I spend so much money on Twitch. I sub to so many people that I love and I want to support, and it's a very different landscape to what I thought it was originally. But that being said, I still think there's do's and don'ts. I mean, Kibbles, what do you think? Is there any things like that are just an absolute like you shouldn't really do in terms of monetization or anything like that?
Well, I personally don't think you should be begging people, but I mean it works for some people, I guess, and if that's how you want to make your living, I don't know. I used to have pretty strong opinions about it, but now it's go live your life. And if people want to support that, then they want to support it. But I just think um, taking advantage of your community is bad.
Mm.
But
Yep.
asking them to support, that's a different thing. It's a gray area, and it's hard to put it to words.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I guess that what I'm thinking of again is the being on Twitch for 1 week and I have a donate panel and an alert goal to pay my electricity bill, like, that's the things that I'm not. I don't know. For me, that's like an immediate turn off. If
It's a red flag.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
100%.
okay
Like,
with donation
Yeah.
goals if it's something that is going to maybe benefit the stream or something like that, right? Like something that lets you, maybe a donation goal to go and meet the community or have something like that, right? That's fine. It's when you see people that are like trying to, I need this so that I can go on holiday, or I need this so that I can go and buy a new TV, or like, you know what I mean? Like it's about, to me, it's about providing the content, and if people see value in it, then they support you, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, I would say that, week one, you're on trying to get people to pay for your electricity bill. It's probably not going to happen. But if you're a streamer that's been going for like 3 years, right, and you've hit some financial difficulty,
Okay, yeah.
your community is more likely to help you out because you've provided 3 years of content. It's not like a quid pro. Oh, because you've done this, I'm going to do this. But there are genuine people that just want to go out and help people.
Sure.
So that if you've been streaming for a while, you shouldn't fit. So I'm really funny with donation goals, right? I don't really put them up, right? But the past couple of times that I've ever had one up, it's because it's something that I wanted.
Sure.
And like it's just been said, like Garfi just said, your chat will, if you are facing some difficulties and you let your community know, they will make you put a donation bar up
Yeah.
because they want to support you. But it's for people to think that just starting stream up and within a week you're going to be rolling in dough. I hate to tell you, but most people don't even break even for like a year.
Yeah.
The amount that you
Streaming can be expensive. Yeah.
Streaming is very expensive.
So you've got so if you stream like PC, like fair enough, it's a little bit different if you're streaming from like Xbox or anything like that.
Yeah.
But realistically, you don't actually hit breaking even if you've bought like a PC, if you bought a mic, a camera, lights, desk, all that kind of stuff. unless you going back to unless you have eyes other places that are then interested in coming to see you, you're not going to be breaking even. You're probably not going to get you're probably not going to get um money for a while. It's
Oh yeah, absolutely.
g- and I mean, but I get that some people do want to treat this as a some people want to treat it as a business purely, and that's how it. And I mean, fair play to them. If it works for them, it works for them. But I don't see treating streaming as just a business. It's not going to get you very far.
I think it
Agreed.
almost evolves into a business. Like no one
Yeah.
starts out well, unless you're a huge like celebrity or an actor or somebody from YouTube. I think Twitch never becomes a business until you get a certain amount of people. Uh, you depend physically on that money to survive. Like if you are a full-time content creator or whatever. But you do see, like you say, these smaller streamers treating it like a business from day one and expecting it to succeed.
Yeah.
And it doesn't work.
That's the other thing. People can tell when you expect stuff. If I go to a streamer and I think that they're the attitude that they're coming across is they expect it, that they deserve it, that they are entitled to it. Those things put me off straight away. I
Attitude
ain't
is
gonna hang about.
huge. Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely. I scream at people when they sub to me,
yeah.
or when subs are gifted. I will yell at people. Skadoosh's life is in danger at GCX
He
because
told me he's afraid. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah. But you know that kind of thing. But it's
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. A lot of it is that, you know, if you've got that community already, you've built it up, and it's not. I guess what I want to think is I never want monetization to be the primary thing.
yeah,
I
yeah.
I would never want to dream of firing up my stream and going, okay, I hope I make X amount today. Like that's the wrong way to look at it, right? And
Yep.
it's obviously very different if that is your full-time gig. You know, you need to monetize in some way, but then you know it's. I guess, like you say, it's that attitude, right? You don't want to expect things. You don't want to seem like you're entitled to it. I mean, we were talking briefly off stream about the clip that came up a few weeks ago of the streamer that was kind of shouting at her chat because people weren't subscribing.
I think it was a meme.
Well, see, that's what I thought as well. Partly, it's hard to tell because there's that from years ago that guy that had the God complex at the Twitch panel and said he didn't want his viewers to relate to him because he thought he was better than those people, right? Did you not see this?
No.
No,
I've never
okay.
seen that.
Yeah, that blew up for
Yeah,
a few days.
he got tons of hate because you know they asked him, you know, like, oh, what do you want, like, your viewers to relate to you? And he's like, well, no, I don't want them to relate to me because, and he knew he was saying something bad because he was sort of saying, oh, I know it's kind of like a low key God complex, but I feel like I'm better than them, so they shouldn't relate to me, which is obviously an outrageous thing to say.
Why would you say that?
Right?
What?
But then,
Well, we all think it was like a strategy because no one realistically knew who he was, and then all of these
Oh.
eyes were on him afterwards.
Yeah, it blew
I
up.
still,
Okay.
I
Any
still don't know who
publicity
he
is
is.
good publicity.
that's
kind of
it.
thing.
I assume he had a lot of people in his channel, either A, trolling him, B, just completely throwing shade, or actually physically going to his channel because they now know who he is.
They now know who he
Yeah,
is.
so it could be one of those scenarios, like you said, a bit of like a meme or saying something deliberately to get those eyes on you, whether they're good or bad, you know. But it still brings up the point of, you know, I guess the right and the wrong way to do monetization with Twitch. And the key thing I think we can take away is that you're not gonna become a millionaire overnight, probably. And
Wait,
you know,
what?
I personally have spent way too much money on you know, computers and lights and monitors and microphones and things, and there's no way I'll you know, maybe I've broken even. I don't know. Taxes are a fun thing that are coming up.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
I was looking.
Yeah.
I was looking
You're
those
gonna
over. I was
get-
like, oh,
Reminder, everyone,
oh,
make sure you're on
okay.
top of
Yeah.
your taxes. My spreadsheet has not been touched since April last year, so
Oh,
that's going to be fun.
you've got about like 9 months to do it or something
Yeah,
like that.
you've
as
got some
well.
time, but I need to be more organized next year.
Oh
But
yeah, your guys are different than our taxes.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
most people. So if you work a full time job, they do your taxes for you.
That's
Like you,
so
when you get
nice.
paid, your taxes come out,
Yeah, automatically.
and then
So-
sometimes you get a rebate, like if they've messed it up. But it's usually a shit show anyway.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, to be fair, like so, self-employment, you have to file your own taxes and stuff like that,
Mhm.
and that's I've got experience with that because I was self-employed as a charity fundraiser, so I've always been able to get money out of people. A
Exposed.
exposed, but you know what I mean. Taxes are interesting and difficult, and I really wish they'd teach them in bloody school.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's very scary and confusing thing.
I found out just by looking through everything that we were going to save a bunch of money by filing very slightly different. And TurboTax didn't say shit. It's supposed to say shit. It recommended the way that was going to make us owe like $2,300 extra dollars.
God damn.
Jesus,
The bastards.
Typical.
any way to make more money?
Yeah.
They're getting a cut. It's big tax.
Cool. Well, anyone got any other sort of comments on this whole topic? I know it can be a tough one. Sometimes talking money is tough on Twitch.
It's still a taboo, kind of, isn't it?
I
And
feel like that. I
it's-
sometimes feel uncomfortable talking about it, you know?
Me too. I don't like discussing details either.
Yeah.
Even though
Well-
pretty much the majority of people already know what cuts you get
Yeah.
and all that jazz, and they can see what donations you get on stream. But I still hate talking about it. I hate talking about money. It's almost, I think distasteful is probably the wrong word, but it's the closest thing that I can think of.
Well, I mean, it's distasteful. I think it's distasteful if you're looking like for a pity party.
Yeah.
Or if you're talking about
Yeah.
your funds and stuff like that. But I think talking about money in general on Twitch and the ability to make money, there really shouldn't be any shame in the ability of making money.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. People who know me from my chat know that I talk about it all. You know, if I'm asked about it, I'll talk about it. I don't shy away from it.
Yeah.
Part of Twitch's TOS is you cannot go into specifics, like exactly how much Twitch's cut is and everything like that. But most people I know are also streamers and know
Yeah. Yeah.
how much
Yeah.
Twitch
You can
takes.
find out with a quick Google search and
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really easy.
But at the same time, I think that it's important to talk about that. I think it's important to really impress upon people that you're never gonna make as much as Ninja's making.
Yep.
Ninja fucking blew up when he played with Drake. You know what I mean? Like how popular
So
was
just have to
Ninja?
play with Drake.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I
Like-
think as well that a
Mhm.
lot of his income wouldn't have even been from Twitch. When you get to a certain level, you've got so many other revenue streams that Twitch
Yeah.
is, you know, a small part
Drop
of
in
it.
the ocean.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And that's
then you've
that's
also
interesting
got-
as well, a whole other topic. But
Yeah, I mean, you've
Write it
also
down.
got Shroud, who was extremely popular on Twitch before he went to Mixer.
Mhm.
But the reason that he was so popular is because he was such a well-known esports player.
yeah,
A lot of people that people look up to and want to be like, seem to forget that they didn't start on Twitch or they didn't start on Mixer. They had a lot behind them. They had achieved a lot in their lives before they moved to Twitch.
yeah,
And it's unrealistic to think that you're gonna get everything paid for you, you know, when you've been streaming for a month and you've just hit affiliate. I don't know.
yeah.
Well,
It's
he
I'm-
said that he used to stream for one viewer for about a year, and he obviously went to Cloud9 and then blew up. Like,
Because he was a good player. Like,
yeah.
Shroud was nuts, but yeah.
At one
aimbot,
point, I
human
think he was
aimbot.
the most Yep, he was the most subscribed channel on Twitch, and I think he had the most followers at one point, and his YouTube channel just blew up as well.
Yeah.
So many people watch him on so many different platforms. That guy must have huge bank.
But at the same time, there's the fact that he's got different content on different platforms. Well, he's got like content spread about on all different kinds of platforms, and it still brings the eye. That's why Mixer poached him.
Yeah,
Well, it's
You know what I
rumored
mean?
that he gets 2 million every month.
That does not surprise me.
damn.
with YouTube monetization, with the contract he now has with Mixer, because it's quite interesting. Apparently, Twitch will work out a contract with you if you get large enough.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
they
If you
want to
get
keep you for sure.
because Twitch want to keep you.
Well, we know like Lupo and Tim have signed contracts with Twitch. I think that's
Yeah.
common knowledge now. So and they
Which
have
is
to.
like over and above the whole partner thing.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
they have to
Yeah, yeah,
because otherwise other platforms, YouTube, Facebook, Mixer, are going to offer contracts, you know?
Yeah.
And as a big content creator, that's a no-brainer to me because if you can... So again, if you're full-time and if you can get paid by the platform to stream, it takes the pressure off of you because you don't have to play Fortnite. You know, you don't have to rely on your viewers to sub and donate. If you know you've got that steady paycheck, you can be creative, you can do what you want to do, and it takes that pressure off.
What you want to do.
It's a
Yeah.
no-brainer, and I think that's amazing, and it's gonna be so interesting to see what the streaming world looks like in a year or two. Now that this is all starting to come out, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. I think they really should have. I think companies are still they suffer the same thing. There's a lot of taboo about things.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you should just be honest about it. You know what I mean? There's no shame in saying, yeah, we have a contract with such and such because because they are so popular. We want to keep them. It's like signing someone to a football team.
Yeah, exactly,
So
exactly.
Are we in an 18+ stream? Because I want to bring something up. don't know if we
Sure.
are.
I'm gonna quickly run to the bathroom, so you talk, and I'll pretend like I don't hear it. Okay.
Okay. So one of the biggest things that I keep seeing is with streaming 5 years ago was terrible. It was hard to make a living off of it, and people didn't really understand what it was. If you said to somebody in the street that you were a streamer and you made a full-time income, they would be like, "Why don't you get a real job?" But look at how quickly weed has taken over America, how quickly it's been legalized, how quickly people have now taken away that stigma. I genuinely believe that streaming will become the next mainstream
9 to
TV.
5. Yeah.
Well, cable, I
Drug.
think cable and TV are just completely going to disappear. I think that YouTube is going to be either an easy replacement for that, or I think that people are going to start watching streams more regularly because I mean, I'm a boomer right now. I'm 30. I still watch streams and videos on YouTube. I don't know for a fact with this generation going the way that it is, I genuinely feel that TV will disappear. I think that
Yeah.
streaming will become the next thing, whether it be on Twitch or YouTube or whatever. And I think it's just gonna completely explode.
It's going to rely on the internet. Like TV stations are going to phase out eventually.
Mm-hmm.
You know
I
what I mean? 'Cause
genuinely
you've
think
got-
that will happen.
New
I
media.
genuinely do.
I think like Disney has really seen that as well. That's why they've got Disney Plus up, and why they've seen how popular Amazon Prime is, Netflix is, all that kind of stuff, and they've decided to put their foot in there because they know it's going to take off. You said it exactly right. You know the generations that watch like the soaps and everything like that on the TV, they're slowly going away.
Mm-hmm.
You know, everybody dies. It's um and
Keeping it cheery. I like it. Yeah.
yeah. But so you're right that it's now people who you would like when you were younger thought were adults. That's us now, and yet we're still on the internet playing video games, but we're making money from it. I do agree with you. Streaming is going to become a more TV focused kind of thing, and that'd be
Guys,
Well, just
I've got
to
it.
kind of focus on what Dale said, it already happens. There's if you look at offline TV on YouTube, there's so many different what's the word for it? Investigative way into streamers' lives now where it's offline and it's on YouTube. Like they're not streaming, they're not that personality that everyone sees on the stream, and that will take off.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's things on Netflix right now where it's about streamers.
If you have
and it's
Amazon Prime,
nuts.
there's a
You
video
can,
on Prime Video.
You can use that free sub to.
There's a film documentary kind of thing on Prime called Living the Stream that is behind the scenes with a bunch of streamers. And obviously Amazon owns Twitch. Amazon made the show. really good watching. If you haven't gone on and watched it, very interesting. And for me as a streamer, knowing that and seeing behind the scenes, really interesting. I recommend it if you haven't seen it already. But I do have the answer to what we're talking about with the way the world is going. We all have to sign up for Jake Paul's new program, $20 a month, and he'll teach us how to turn our social medias and become financially free.
Oh my god.
So I subscribe to a guy called Hitozi on
Yeah,
YouTube, and he
I love
actually
Hitozi.
bought it.
So I watched a
And-
YouTuber that did it as well.
And oh my god, it's
Curtis
so
Connor.
bad.
Yes.
It's basically like do photography and you'll make like $200 a day. Do streaming, you'll make $200 a day. Become a video editor, you'll make $200 a day. And it's like,
I know, it's
I was
crazy.
that ain't
watching
gonna
a
happen
video that-
overnight.
The first one that he came out with, because this is the second time he's done that.
Yes,
Yep.
Jake Paul. So the first one I was watching, someone had made a video on it, and he's just sitting there in this room, and there's this background hiss the whole time going.
Oh
So they
god.
didn't even take the time to go to a quiet room.
Yeah, it's
Great.
he's
I love
he's
it.
just capitalizing on it because so many
The
kids are
future is
growing up
amazing.
now wanting to be YouTubers and wanting to do this.
Yeah, exactly.
So to him, it's like, well, I have all these millions of followers. I'll make a thing. It's I mean, it's a con, really. Let's be real, but
It's
it's
100% a con, but it's suckering in the younger generation. And to be fair, it does make the rest of us look bad.
yeah.
Like, because that is he still one of the most popular YouTubers? Like, I
I've
think
never
he's still
watched
making
it, really, to be
like
fair.
I think his videos have dwindled, but he's like overall his overall subscriber count's still pretty high.
Yeah.
But that is what is leading. Is it Generation Z now? I fucking forget what acronym it is.
Yeah, we're boomers. We
but-
don't know.
But I think he's only what 23.
Hmm.
Like he's still pretty young. So he's the
almost
one.
at 20 million subs.
So he's the one that's leading
22.
these young YouTubers into the shit. Basically, let's be honest.
Yeah.
If he genuinely thinks that you can make $200+ a day instantly from doing a certain type of job, I'm sorry, but that's not going to work. It took me 10 years in engineering to make it to where I am today, and people still make more money than I do, and it just doesn't happen overnight.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
It's such surface level advice as well. Like the video that me and Kibbles watched, I'm assuming is the guy's like wanted to be a photographer and he's like, well, how did you get into it? What advice do you have? Oh, just start taking pictures.
Yeah.
Duh!
And, like,
Come on.
and DM it to certain people, and maybe they'll pick you up, and you'll make a sponsorship deal and all this shit. And it's
Yes.
like, that's not how it works.
It's crazy. Anyway, right, let's move on to our sort of last two topics. I think we can kind of throw them both together a little bit. But it's something I wanted to discuss because it's an interesting not a problem to have. It's a kind of a good problem, but also how do you deal with it? Which is, how do you handle getting like a very large raid into your channel when you're not used to it?
Freak out.
Freak out. Yeah, that is
Yeah.
step one.
Yeah.
Step one.
So the reason I want to ask, it's happened to me a couple of times over the years where maybe I'll get a substantially larger raid than I'm kind of used to in in viewer numbers, and it can be very overwhelming. And there's sometimes can be less than savory folk might come with that raid, and how do you deal with this? So for me personally, I'm used to my community, my average sort of numbers, and I have enough mods. But when suddenly you've got 20 times that, what do you do? Like, have any of you experienced it? Had like a big raid that's just caused you to lose control completely? Like, okay, Kibbles, what's your experience with that?
The first one, it was the first time I got a really big raid like that. For me, I was sitting at like 5 or 6 viewers, and someone raided with me with 40, and that blew my mind. And it was in the middle of a part of the game, like Life is Strange, and it was this really loud scene. And I was like, I don't know how to pause everything. Hey, hi. But I feel the best way to kind of handle it is just dial yourself back from the moment you're in right then, so you can like what I've been doing is, if I'm really hyped up already and then I see the raid coming in, I'll kind of dial back a little bit so I can build myself up and not get to a
Scare
point where I
people
can't
off.
handle myself.
Yeah.
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 Be like, oh, thank you. Hey guys, thanks for doing that shadow. How are you doing? Blah 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 blah. and then try and say everybody's name. If there's like 100 of them in there, you're probably gonna miss someone. But
Sure. Okay, that's cool. I mean, what about you, Cyber? Any kind of experience to of dealing with that in the past? Anything like that?
I've had a few, and for me, I feel almost like your content suffers because you panic
Yep.
and they don't see the real you. Like it's 100% an amazing gesture that somebody will come and share their community with you, especially if they're a big streamer. Like, don't get me wrong, I appreciate every host and every small raid, but when somebody big sees your community and wants to share theirs with it, it's amazing. But I panic. I genuinely do panic. And the majority of people that come over from these huge raids aren't nice. They are trolls and they want to try and pick away at you and try and get a reaction from you.
Yeah.
I do know that obviously I streamed on Mixer to begin with, and the raids were like there was a lot of people lurking. So you would get like a few nice, genuine people and maybe the odd troll. But being on Twitch, you just people seem to troll like mad, and it's obviously the culture. Like I don't really care, and I can deal with trolls. But when you get a huge raid like that, I genuinely panic.
Yeah. For
Like
sure.
it's hard to let your true self and your genuine content come through because you're just like, oh, like thank you for the follows, and you're trying to like. Typically, we're playing like competitive Destiny at the time, and you're trying to focus on that while trying to engage on like these hundreds of people that have just came in, and it's a nightmare.
Mm.
It really is. It's such a huge, nice gesture, but it's hard to like maintain and control.
Yeah. For sure. What about yourself, Addy? Any experience? What do you do? How do you handle it?
Yeah. Last night actually. Last night we were doing PvE helps in Destiny. Sorry, I'm just trying to think. Yeah, we were doing PvE helps, and then we jumped into a quick competitive match, waiting for one of our friends to come back to be able to take him to the crown. Halfway through this competitive match, JSXR Clyde raids me and hosts me for like over 300 people, and I'm like, what just happened? Um, and then I start sweating.
Yep.
I
Sounds
literally
about
start
right. Yep.
panic sweating. I'm like, ah, hi everyone. I'm trying. My go to is I'm trying to play comp. What are you doing? um, Genuinely, you then realize that you have this many. There's potentially like this many people on it, like in your chat, right? And then you've got two things there. You then got the realization that you're probably really high on the like for itself. Destiny 2 is quite a small community. Um, there's a lot of people that watch, but like I could go into whoever else's stream and I will probably find someone that I know.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? It's very small in comparison to something like Fortnite or Apex or that kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
for sure.
So you realize that in the directory, when people are looking through like who's live and everything, you're probably a lot more discoverable at that point. And then you're like, fuck, because you've got the I don't know if anybody else has this, but then I've got this thing where I'm like, oh god, through my mind I've got the whole, oh god, what if I'm not entertaining? What if they all just leave? What if I'm not good? What if blah 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 blah? In the meantime, my mouth is going, and I'm like, hi, I'm Addy, welcome, blah 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 blah. Um, and then of course you've got these people. So a while back, I also had a larger raid, right? And with the raids and with the hosts and stuff, they bring over their lurkers. So you'll have probably maybe about 30% of the people that come over with a raid are probably going to be active.
Hmm.
The rest of them, they will have been lurking. And to get so at one point I think it was last Sunday when we were doing Destiny raids. Um, I'd I had maybe about 50 people or something like that. I can't remember. It was higher than my usual, but chat itself was going at its usual pace. It was kind of quiet, but that's fine.
Hmm.
But I had trolls come in being like, I can't believe you're sitting with this many viewers and you've got this many people. You chat's dead, blah blah blah. And I'm like, I play with trolls. I really do. I just like sometimes I'm just not in the mood, but other times I'm just like, why are you concerned about my metrics? why are you coming in here thinking that I'm not gonna like what are you trying to imply here that I have this many people watching me but only this many people talking? What are you implying here?
Yeah.
What kind of thing?
I know
And
what
then
you
you've got
mean.
the
That's the worst. When someone
yeah.
says that, like, and sometimes it's like it hurts more. Like I can deal with a troll coming in shouting at me if we're playing Destiny, and they're like, "Oh, you're in here, you're crutching on this weapon," and then you just win the game, and you're like, "Ha ha, ban!" You know, like
Yeah.
that's fine.
Yeah.
Like I'll shout at them, and like I try and make it funny, like you say. Sometimes you get those ones that just cut you deep. You know, like I had a
Yeah.
guy the other day, and like he's perfectly fine, not trolling, and then he's like, "Wow, chat died," and I'm like, oh god, that hurt. Like it's tough. It is tough. Sorry, I interrupted you, Addy. You can carry on.
No, you're fine. It's a bit that's pretty much it, isn't it? It's the fact that you don't really know you don't want to be that. There's the whole thing where especially like if you've been hit by someone large
Mhm.
and then you barely have you don't really have enough a lot talking because there's a lot of lurkers and everything like that. It's like I might you've got the people that just want to watch, but you've also feel like, oh, do they not want to talk because they don't like me?
Yeah,
Uh,
you've got
kind
that
of thing.
voice in your head. Yeah, I get
Yeah,
that. I get the same.
and then of course it gets into your head as well, um, like when the numbers start dropping off, because obviously, like if you host and you raid, like lurkers that are from other hosts on the channel that hosted you, they start dropping off. And so then you're like, oh god, everyone's leaving. I'm obviously not that good. Can you wait there then, please? And then so being raided. Give me 2 seconds. I'm just gonna turn off my camera for 2 seconds.
You're fine. Don't worry about it.
Um, I think that being raided by a large streamer is absolutely awesome. It gives you the ability to. Hi, Willow. It gives you the ability to show off your content to other people, but at the same time, like Cyber said, you're probably not always going to be giving your best self as soon as you're hit by a really large raid because you are panicking.
Mhm.
You are like, ah, what's going on? And trying to keep up with chat. Because one of the worst things is that is basically just like feeling like you're not putting out good enough content to
Yeah,
be worthy of the host. Does that make sense?
100%.
Well, we all get comfortable on numbers, so it's that whole mentality that like I know I'm gonna get 10 to 20 viewers today, and then when you suddenly get 500, you're like,
Ooh.
I don't know if I deserve this.
Yeah, exactly.
It's it's a bad thing. It's like an impulse that you put on yourself, where you genuinely put out good content. That's why people watch you. But I don't know why, but it's almost like I don't deserve this.
Yeah, why have I got this many people in the chat? I normally only have. No, you're not getting the headset right now. We're talking about streaming things, darling.
The thing for me, so there's 3 points I think that I like to think about with that, which is one of first of all, yes, having a raid, how can you capitalize on it? If you're looking at it from a very basic like business perspective, a raid is a fantastic opportunity for people to see you and for you to give your best self to grow, okay? And sometimes it's hard to do that. So I want to talk like, how do you capitalize? What do you do? Do you have a set, maybe sentence to explain who you are, what you do? Do you play some clips? Do you do something? The second part of it is, how do you deal with trying to control it? Because my thoughts are, we got rated for like fucking 700 people the other night playing Apex, and Apex is not my main game. I'm not as comfortable talking to chat and playing that game as I might be something else. So I find that hard already. And when I've got my community, it's like, you know who you can trust, you know who's there. If somebody new comes in, you can kind of keep an eye, because like there's maybe 2-3 people that you don't know, and you're like, well, I'll just keep an eye on them, make sure they're okay. Suddenly when there's 800 people there, you lose control. And that's, I think, the thing for me is I like to have some control of what's happening, and I hate that feeling of just losing it like that. So you're trying to do your content and make a good impression to these people, but at the same time keep some semblance of control in your chat. And this raid the other day, they came over and they were like, you have to do the raid dance. And I was like, I don't know what that is. I wasn't there in the other stream. Why are you all shouting at me? Like, and I lost control immediately. And as much as I love and appreciate the fact that somebody took the time to raid me, I was so stressed out that I ended up ending the stream fairly shortly afterwards, because I was like, everyone's shouting at me. Like, you know, they hate me. They've come over here. They're doing this. So, and there's obviously trolls there as well, which, you know, is something to deal with on top of that. You know, do any of you have any sort of set? I mean, I've met streamers in the past who know that when a raid comes in, they have a script that they go to, and you kind of mentioned it a little bit yourself, Addy, with, you know, hi, I'm Addy, this is what I do. Do you have that prepared? Do you kind of know, okay, if I get a raid, here's what I'm going to default to?
Well, yeah, that's kind of like, that's the only, like you said with control, that's the only thing that I have control over. I can turn around, you know, hi, my name's Addy, I do PvE content in Destiny 2. I sometimes do a bit of PvP, but it is scripted. You need to have something there that's going to introduce yourself, and you're going to be comfortable saying that. You know, you need to be able to be comfortable to say something like that.
Yeah, so having
what I
something
mean?
prepared ahead of time is something we would recommend, probably. You know, if you do get hit with that. And
absolutely.
I say
that just comes with experience. You see the more times that you get raided, even if it's like 2 to 10 people, you eventually get into that narrative of introducing yourself, and it just becomes,
if you find
like
something
a script
that works,
in your head.
Yeah, if you find something that works, write it down on a post-it note and have it on your screen.
Absolutely.
So you just have it there, so you don't have to worry about potentially flubbing up your words. You can just literally, I cannot tell you how many times I've fucked up saying who I am and what I do.
That's solid advice, yeah. Because, I mean, your brain does just kind of go to mush. You know,
if you're hit by a substantial host, whether you're sitting with 10 and you're hit with like 50, or you're sitting with like 50 and you're hit with 500, you know what I mean? Every, like, just talking about big raids, obviously every single raid is important. It doesn't matter if you're bringing 2 or 12 or 200 or 2,000. It genuinely, it doesn't matter how many people you're raiding for. The person, most people I know, absolutely appreciate that. Actually, every person that I know that streams will absolutely appreciate a raid.
Yeah.
But dealing with big raids is a whole different beast, because you're like, you've suddenly got so many people in that you don't actually know. You know what I mean? Like me last night, I was doing PvE helps. If someone from the raid came, you know, then started asking for helps, I'd do it, because that's you know, last night I was a service streamer. But at the same time, I'm like, oh my god, is this person going to be okay on stream? How are they going to be? You know, that kind of thing. That happens an awful lot.
That's one of the struggles, I think. Sorry, go on, Cyber.
I think you see, when you get a raid, you have to accept that you have lost control at that point. Like, it's almost, you do not have control anymore, and it's not it's an unwillingly good gesture, because with the generosity, it also becomes you lose control, and I think you just have to accept it. It has to be something that you need to be able to manage personally, and then just ride the wave, baby. It's one of those things.
Yeah, I would say for me, my panic was just, we were at that point in the stream where people were kind of into lurk mode, and I didn't have mods, and then all of a sudden you don't know what's being said in your chat, and I ended up like emergency modding someone from my community that I trusted, and I ended up being a good move, but like that kind of panic of like, I can't possibly play the game and be timing people out, and you know, it is scary. And like you say, yeah, maybe just accept you've lost control and just kind of hope that your mods are clearing up the worst of it. Um,
But if you flip it on its head, let's say Glad hosts you tomorrow, right? You now know how to deal with it. You know that if no one's in chat, you can mod somebody that you trust, and that is it's gonna be okay.
It is really important to have a good mod team.
yes.
But that
Agreed.
comes with the whole control thing. Obviously, we're all fairly small streamers. I hate using that term, but you know what I mean.
Mhm.
We're growing.
And some people have hundreds of mods, like well,
Mhm.
maybe not hundreds, but tens of mods, and
Mhm.
it's hard that they might not always be around. And I can imagine you panically texting Dale, "I need you to mod," like
Help.
Yes, absolutely. It's
So it's just it's one of those things. I don't think anyone can ever realistically control it until you get to the size that like XQC and Tim the Tatman are, where they accept that they've lost control and they just have to rely on mods. Because the majority of the time, let's be honest, they don't read chat a lot. It's hard to, you see, when it's scrolling like crazy, you can't pick out individual messages all the time and reply to those. You have
Yeah.
to trust that your mod team will pick up things that you don't want your community saying, whether it be racism or whatever.
Mm.
And then you just need to do what you do best, the content that you create. Obviously, you're a little bit different. Well, sorry, we're all a little bit different, where we like communicating with chat, and that seems to be the main focus of our content. Like, we use that community to feed off and like have inside jokes with and try and keep chat rolling purely and simply with the things that are happening in chat. So I do get why you would panic, because you don't have control on what's being said, and that's what you heavily rely on.
yeah.
Mm. Mhm.
That's it for me,
Absolutely.
100%. It's
Yeah.
it's that. I think one of the most important things to mention as well, which I think is worth being said, and I don't know if you guys will agree with me, but this is what I'm gonna stand by, is that a host or a raid is not gonna make your channel successful. You, so many people are so desperate for hosts on Twitch, especially I think when you're new, right? And I don't mean that nobody here, and I'm talking more of like the new people that will come into your stream and say, hey, can you host me? Or people that will come in and go, hey, I'm live, you should watch me, right? Those people, a raid is not going to make you suddenly a successful streamer, right? You're not going to suddenly get partnered, you're not going to suddenly be making all this money. That's not the way Twitch works. It's a nice gesture. It might help you with discoverability, like Addy said, put you higher in a directory. And I think you should always raid, always raid or host, because it's going to mean something to that person that receives it.
Well, raid and host.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I would recommend that you raid and host. Raiding brings your active people in the chat, but hosting also brings your lurkers.
Exactly. And it's definitely something to do, but like looking at the numbers, so I got that raid for 800 people on Thursday. My average viewership hasn't changed since then. I went live the next day and had my normal viewers. Now, yes, I think maybe 2 or 3 of those people have come back, which to me is a huge win. That's amazing. If one person out of that 800 enjoyed the stream and decided to come back the next day, amazing, right? That is absolutely huge. But I think a lot of people expect, well, I got hosted for 1,000 people, so I'll have 1,000 people tomorrow, right? Which
Yeah,
is
and it doesn't
just
work that way.
not the way it works. It still comes down to, host is not going to suddenly make you, make your channel. You need to spend the time, grow yourself, make your content. I'm a big fan of, you have to grow gradually. Hypothetically, if I turned on my stream tomorrow and we went from my average viewership up to 10,000 viewers, I wouldn't cope. I wouldn't know what to do. I would crash and burn, like terribly, because
Here's my PayPal.
yeah, I haven't ads, but like it's you need to grow as a streamer as well. You need to get used to having no viewers. Then you need to get used to having 5 viewers, then 20 viewers, and build yourself as it goes. You can't just suddenly have 1,000 viewers and know what to do. It's not going to work.
Yeah, you can't rely on someone to give you the skills.
Yes.
You need to be able to grow them yourself. And the truth of the matter is that if you don't know what you're doing, or if you don't know that if you're not entertaining, if you're not gonna
Provide value.
there's a lot of if you're not gonna do things to help yourself, pure hosts aren't going to get you anywhere. And what Johnny said in the chat is really right as well. Is it's bad etiquette for someone to come into your chat and be like, "Hey, I'm live. Come watch me instead."
Mm-hmm.
If someone does that, then they clearly don't know how Twitch works. Because most likely, the people that are watching you are your loyal viewers. They aren't going to click on someone else's name and go watch them suddenly just because they said, "Oh, come watch me." That's it. That's not how it works.
If you want to
Um,
be successful, you have to do your research and know what
yeah,
Twitch etiquette is. You in 99.9% of channels, you're gonna get timed out or banned if you go in and say, "Hey, I'm live. Watch me." You
yeah,
know, it happened to me yesterday. Somebody came in. It's a regular thing. If you stream on this platform, you're gonna see it. And I think in the past I've tried to reach out to people and be like, "Hey, I can tell you're maybe new. This is not really something that's gonna get you anywhere. Like, don't do that. Do this. Maybe look at these resources." And it's never ever went. I can't think of a single time where that's paid off, and I've stopped trying to
Yeah.
do that now. I think yesterday
yeah,
one of my mods went over to the guy's channel who was live and kind of said, "Oh, by the way, this is kind of not really going to get you anywhere on Twitch. People don't like that." But it's a lot of the time. I think it can be in one ear out the other. You need to learn, and if you're
yeah,
not going to spend the time to learn these things before you start, then you're not going to get anywhere on the platform. Etiquette is huge. It's a very, very important
yeah,
thing on Twitch, and it's a lot. I think vastly it's unspoken. People just know after a time. It's a strange
yeah.
one.
I mean, so my recommendation for trying to get your name out there, for trying to grow, for trying to do all that kind of stuff, take it like most people's discords has a self promotion channel.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Take advantage of that. Don't be on Twitter tagging all the big names in a directory because you want to get famous.
Yeah.
That is a surefire way for people to be like, who the fuck's this? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I think that I don't know. Using someone's self promotion channel in Discord, it means that eventually, when the streamer gets around to looking at the self promotion channel, they can click through links. They can see, oh, I know who this person's been in my stream before. They're also streaming because you're not gonna like you rely a lot on the mods to know who's a streamer and who's not.
Yeah.
Um, for me personally, anyway, because um I don't have an awful lot of time to be in everyone's streams, so it's it's easy. It's using a self promotion channel makes it easier for perhaps the owner of the Discord to be able to check out. Oh, this person's live. I'm going to go follow them, and then that potentially opens up the route for a raid or a host if they're alive
Yeah.
after after around about the time that they're finishing.
Absolutely. Be smart about it.
Personally,
Have some, have a bit of determination, but just don't be cringe, as chat's been saying. don't
yes.
don't be cringe. um, cool. I mean, I think we've kind of covered a good amount. Has anyone got any
Yep.
Mhm.
final thoughts on any of the things we've covered?
Don't be cringe. Raids are
Don't be
good.
cringe.
Yeah.
Don't beg for subs.
Cringe, bad, raid, good. Cringe.
That's the title of the episode. Cringe bad, raid
Raid
good. All right. Well, let's go around and do a little sign off here. Kibbles, where can people find you on the internet? What you got going on?
Can find me on Twitch and Twitter and YouTube and TikTok at The Mighty Kibbles. Except for Twitter, it's The Mighty Kibbles, DA, because Twitter, it's one character too long. So I've been playing a lot of Witcher and just started reincorporating Overwatch in my stream. So
Nice.
Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I'll be live. Monday and Wednesday will be Witcher. Friday will be Overwatch. Anybody's welcome to come through and play. And next month, I'm going to be doing a week-long charity event for a cat sanctuary.
Oh,
So
nice.
Hell yeah.
yeah, I'll be posting
Hey.
about that
that.
stuff.
Oh, I can't. Is it this one? There we go.
Awesome, dude. Cyber, what about yourself? Oh,
So
actually,
you
just
can catch.
briefly as well. You've had a slight change, a slight rebrand.
yeah.
If you want to just briefly tell us about that as well.
Well, one of the main reasons was I wanted it the same as every other platform. So I wanted the Twitter, the Twitch, the Instagram, the YouTube, everything to be all the one. So that is how I did it.
Cool.
You can catch me on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, soon to be YouTube at the Cyber Project. I stream every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday, all in the beautiful GMT time zone. So that is where you can find me.
Cool. Anything coming up? Anything you want to share? Any streams or content at all? You've got
More
planned?
Apex.
More Apex.
More Apex. I want to get Apex Predator 100%. But I need to invest time in it.
Hell yeah. Okay, and then to our guest, our third ever guest. Is that right? Third?
Maybe. Yep.
We're still new to having
We've
guests.
had Grog, we've had
Yeah.
Prola, we've had Addy. I think that's it.
Yeah. So apologies if we're not good at this, Addy. We're still learning.
Good,
But,
I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, shout yourself out. What you got coming up? Tell us all about where we can find you.
Well, primarily I can be found on Twitch and on Twitter at Roboticadi. Most people obviously just call me Adi because it's easier. I don't have anything major going on. I don't have any fundraisers coming up anytime soon. I'm just getting over the last one, and my hair is just growing back, so it's fine. I primarily do the Destiny 2 content. I do different games on a Friday. It's mostly been Dead by Daylight recently.
I've seen that.
Really
Yeah,
enjoying
yeah.
that game. It's a really, really good day. My name is Addy and I play Destiny. But yeah, I'm live nearly every day. I the only way to kind of stay updated on that is on the Twitter, and Discord. I'll be like, hey, I need to take a day off today. I don't really have a schedule, so
Cool.
thank you for turning on the lights.
Go follow, guys. And my name is Condyfly. You can find me YouTube, Twitch, Twitter has an extra Y because of reasons. And yeah, I'm mostly Destiny, but right now hooked on Apex with Cyber, hopefully with Kibbles, with Addy. We've all been playing. It's been so much fun. If you are listening to the podcast, make sure to try and come by our Twitch streams. We do this live. We try and do it every weekend, but we're all busy people and it's sometimes difficult. But just look for Zero Strategy Podcast. We're also on Twitter. That is the same. And we have YouTube, Spotify, all those things. So if you're listening there, thank you. But if you're live, you can come and ask us some questions. Yeah, thank you very much for listening. Addy, again, thank you for joining us as a guest. This episode will be up on, anybody watching live, will be up on YouTube, Spotify in the coming days. If you missed anything, you want to go back. Other than that, we'll be back hopefully next week. We will see. All right, but we're gonna pass a raid on to someone here, so stick around if you are live in the chat. We will see you next time. Thank you very much for the conversations, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.